conversation for today. I'm not gonna speak at you, but going to speak to you. And that way you can take something from what we have on today. So thank you for allowing me to be here. So we'll start. Any high school students in the room? Okay, so 2 high school students, what grade? 9, you told me 9, I heard you. 12, okay. College students. Okay, what year? First year, awesome. First year, what school?
CSM.
CSM, yeah. College, okay. And then out of college already, right? Out of college already? Out of college already, right? Yeah, okay. Finishing up your master's, okay. Awesome. All right, so we have, oh, that's right, out of college. Right?
Out of college.
Yes. We have, we have a big room, right? So we have a plethora of things. And so I'll start off by talking to the high school students and then share some wisdom with the college students as well. Some encouragement, hopefully, right? And so for my high school students, my senior, it's time, right? You're at the crossroads. You're at the crossroads, right? And so have you started looking or have you started applying or are you trying to still figure it out? Right, so remember, this is conversation, not, oh, I'm talking to you. I want to get the answers that you need so you can walk out of here better prepared than you were.
So I decided I'm content. I'll also be attending CSM.
Okay.
2 years for my associates, and I will be transferring to Bowie actually.
Bulldog. That's why we represent, okay? Bulldog for life. So that's going to be an amazing choice that you're going to make. Here's what I know for sure is a lot of students get discouraged and they feel like they failed because they have to start at community college. I only wish when I was preparing for college, someone told me I could go to community college, right? And then start where I went to college. Because I went straight out of high school to college, I started, you see I got a Bowie State, right? But I started at Delaware State. That's where my college experience was. I went there for 2 years. First year I went there, I had so much fun, I flunked out after my first year. Then I was right at a community college. So had I started at a community college, I would have had a better foundation to go there and be successful from the gate. And so, but I went to community college for that whole year to kind of get my grades back together. Because how many of you know when you're in college, if you drop below, you lose your financial aid. And so it's on you and your parents. Nobody tell you all of that in the beginning either. So you just at college thinking you could be all willy-nilly and do whatever, right? And so the second, I went to community college. I did very well at the community college. I went back to Delaware State that second year, made the dean's list both semesters. But see, what happened was my mindset changed without me even knowing back then, right? Like, today everybody say your mindset, that's a cliche, right? We were shifting our mindsets before we knew we were shifting our mindsets. And so what I realized was I was investing in me. But I didn't value that investment when I first got there because I didn't know what it was like to invest in me. So I encourage each of you, because you're already there at CRM, this is your investment in you. Not your parents, in you. Your parents happen to just be probably footing the bill if you're not getting full pay at CSM, but your investment is in you and how much do you value you? Because what you learn in those 2 years is going to prepare you for the final 2 years when you get to whatever college you choose. So make the best of wherever you are. It doesn't matter where you are, right? Because you hear your other friends in school probably talk about they going here, they going there. Can I tell you, you're going to meet them at the finish line in 4 years and you're going to save more money than them. And they're going to be having debt, trying to figure out how they're going to pay back, because you see the government ain't forgive all these loans. Most of us still got them, right? So you're going to be able to go there and then come back and meet your peers wherever you meet your peers, right? Because some of them going to be right there at Bowie when you get there. But they're going to pay Bowie quite a bit of money for those first 2 years, 20-something thousand each year, right? Especially if they're staying on campus. But you would have saved money by going and being at CSM. And don't be afraid to work. Don't be afraid to ask CSM, do they have jobs on campus? And seek out those jobs on campus. Don't just be there just to be there. Can I tell you, most of it, and the college graduates in here can attest to this. They teach you to get to college, to survive college, and then get out of college. That's not what college is for. College is for you to create an experience that you will never forget. It's the place where every day you walk on that campus, you're learning something new about you. You're discovering a greater version of yourself. College is not a survival technique. It is somewhere for you to thrive. Get with your professors, go with them. I'm a former college professor at Trinity Washington University. You guys know the all-girls school in DC, but they let guys go there now too. So I would always tell my students, don't let me taught business there and English there. I would tell my students, you're in this class, why? Because some of you in here, because you just chose it as an elective, because they wanted to see what the other side of it was, because they might have been a nursing major, a psychology major, and they chose business as an elective. And so I told them, for those of you who did not choose business as an elective, and this is what you really want to do, you should be asking me every week, what conference am I going to? What did I learn that I can tell you about? Well, who should I tell them they should be following on social media, right? I said, because yes, I can teach you everything in this textbook, but this textbook ain't gonna make you be a successful entrepreneur. Because it's not showing you everything. It's not showing you the real world. And so get with your professors, take advantage of the opportunities, because they go to conferences, and guess what? Most of those conferences give them an extra ticket. Why not that ticket be for you? And for free. And how many of you have asked your professors to be a mentor? How many of you have mentors? The whole room, look, I'm having a malfunction hearing day. The whole room should have up their hand for having a mentor, right? So if you don't have a mentor, I challenge you today, find a mentor. Somebody should be pouring into your life. And if you're not mentoring someone, I challenge you today to reach back and mentor someone else that's younger than you. Now, I know y'all thought I was coming to talk about college, but I am, so just grab it, grab hold of it and take it for what it is. Don't leave here and don't have a mentor. After the end of, this is what, March, and we're almost out of March. We're almost out of the first quarter of a brand new year. First quarter. We wake up every day as if tomorrow is promised. God says, give everything the day that you wake up. We're grateful when we woke up this morning because somebody did not wake up today. But guess what? We did. And so you want to take full advantage of every day that you wake up and give it everything you got and realize that tomorrow is not promised. So why not do it today? So start looking for your mentor. Start talking to your professors about taking you to conferences and allowing you to glean from them. That means learn and gain wisdom, right? And so you really should be tapping into your professor. And I say this because I only wish someone had told me when I was in college that this is what I should have been doing. I went to college thinking I just supposed to go to college, go there for 4 years, and graduate. I told all my mentees, no, we're not there just to be there. When you come out, you should not be looking for a job when you graduate from college. You should already have a job lined up. You should be trying to tell 2 or 3 companies that you're not sure yet, you gotta pray on it. And then decide whose offer you're going to accept. That's because why you've done internships. Most college students don't do an internship until their senior year. Because that's when they tell you you have to. They tell you you can't graduate if you don't do your internship. So now you're struggling trying to find an internship. Well, you should have been interning since freshman year. Because you can. Take an internship so you can learn something new every year you are in college. That's why I say don't be afraid to ask for work study jobs at CSM. Because those work study jobs could be internships. They could be working in admissions. They could be working in financial aid, because that's a great place to be, because that's when you know what money comes in the door and what goes out. You could be getting financial aid, some different scholarships, you know what endowments, what grants came through. You know all of that stuff. But if you're not tapped in, you tapped out. So we gotta get tapped in. Are you on social media, really using social media for what it's for? Are you on social media just playing around, trying to see what everybody else is? I mean, you're out there lurking, watching everybody else win, and you struggling. Because you won't do what is necessary. You're on the sideline like, oh, look at her, oh, she did this, oh, look, he did that. You can do this and do that too. If you put action to your steps, right? How many of you made a plan for this year? It's like, oh, it's 2024, I'm gonna get my vision and write it down. How many of you put action steps next to that plan? Because see, that's what matters most. We can't say, oh, I'm gonna graduate in 2 years from CSM, right? Or what high school do you attend, young man? Potomac High. You can't say I'm gonna graduate from Potomac High, but I didn't write on my vision that I'm gonna get a 3.5 every semester or a quarter, right? Because y'all in quarters at Potomac. Every quarter, right? Same thing for you guys. I'm at CSM and I'm getting at least a 3.5 every semester, right? So you can't just say you're going to college and you don't really Listen, the vision has to be plain. He says, write the vision, make it plain. Most of us write the vision and we forget all about making it plain. It's important for you to make it plain. It's important for you to write out action steps for what it is next that you're going to do. So as a ninth grader, one thing I know for sure is from middle school to high school, they don't tell you to get prepared, right? In middle school, did they even talk about GPA? Barely, but did you really take it serious? No, right? So then by the time my students get in high school, because I'm a former high school teacher of 8 years, by the time my students walk into high school, they have no idea that their GPA matters. They have no idea that from the day they walk in that school until the time they leave, everything matters. So most of them go through ninth grade winging it, right? And then they're like, oh my God, I wish I could do ninth grade over. Well, guess what you can't do is go back in life. You can only go forward. And so then they get to 10th grade and nobody has still had that talk with them, or that light bulb didn't click on. So now 9th and 10th grade is somewhat washed and they try to recuperate in 11th grade. But I always have to remind them it's easier to kill than it is to ignite. So you doing 1 year break is not gonna change 9th and 10th for bad. So it only takes 1 quarter to mess up your whole GPA, but it takes quarters to repair your GPA. So you will get a 9th or 10th grader who has washed out. So I'm hoping this is encouraging you. If 9th grade wasn't so great, let's get a grade, okay? Let's make a change. Because by the time you get to 10th grade, now it's going to matter what you do. By the time you get to 11th grade, it matters the most, because here's what happens. Most students think, oh, well, senior year, I'm gonna do great, because then I'm gonna make sure they're gonna accept me, right? They already look at 9th, 10th, and 11th and make a decision. If they tell you they'll wait until your 12th grade and they say, give me that first and second quarter grade, they pretty much playing Russian roulette with you. They're gonna accept a certain amount of kids, see who don't come, and then if they have enough seats left, they'll bounce back later and tell you, oh, okay, we'll accept you. But here's why we'll accept you. You gotta come to summer school, a summer program. Now, what does that do? Cost your parents and you, right? And so I told y'all I started at Delaware State but graduated from Bowie. 360 moment when I was in high school. Bowie accepted me, but said I had to come to summer program. So I said, well, I ain't giving up my summer, not my last summer. Oh no, there I go, not knowing no better, right? I ain't giving up my summer going to no college. Listen, I'm gonna just go whoever say I can just get in. So Dell State, I said I can get in with no, I didn't have to go to no summer program. So I chose there, but 360, where to God, ended me right back up. Right where I said I really wanted to go. But because I wasn't willing to do the work up front, but that summer program would have helped me and probably would have made sure I was better prepared. Let's see, they would have had all the excitement during the summer program. And if I got caught up in the excitement in the summer, I would have already been back home before after freshman year, right? And so then I would have better known I should have been at a community college. So, but we learned, I tell everyone, it took me, and I'm not telling any of you to do this. I'm just sharing my testimony, praying that it's gonna bless you for yours. It took me literally 9 years to graduate with my undergraduate. But I tell students, it's not how you start, it is how you finish. I stand before you not only with an undergraduate degree from Bowie State University, and I graduated with honors, I have a master's degree from Georgetown University, where I graduated with honors. And so it is not how you start, it is how you finish. It is what you learn along the way in that journey that's gonna get you to the finish line. Now, everybody knows Georgetown is not cheap, right? Because they think they one of the Ivies too, and I don't blame them because they're expensive and they're prestigious, right? So I paid, anybody can guess how much I paid to go to Georgetown? They are $60,000 a year school, but can anybody guess how much I paid to go to Georgetown? For my no, I went to Georgetown for my master's degree. So can anybody guess? Just a lucky guess, just throw it out. You said 80,000? Okay, you said zero. Zero. I mean, well, the zero people are closer than the 80,000 for sure. Anybody want to get somewhere in between that and come closer, or in between, how much? 10,000. So he was the closest. I literally paid $500 for my degree because I only had to pay the program fees. And so here's what I want to remind you. When you go to high school, when you go to college for undergraduate, make connections. That's why those internships are important. That's why you need to make sure you are in alignment with your professors and doing everything, and then looking for those jobs, because your jobs oftentimes pay you to go back to school. So I went to a job, I told you guys I was a teacher, so I started teaching at a school, Duke Ellington School of the Arts in DC. My former teacher at Wise High School in Prince George's County and Frederick Douglass High School, and then Duke Ellington School of the Arts. So there was a parent whose student graduated from Duke Ellington, and he left an endowment at the school that says any educator who wants to further their education, I will endow at Georgetown. So we got to do, so when I first got there, see, here's what I want you to know. How you show up matters. How you present yourself matters. How you believe in yourself matters. So I came to Duke Ellington School of the Arts. I was an entrepreneurship teacher at Wise at the time. I interviewed at Duke Ellington, and the principal, they didn't have entrepreneurship there, but they're art school. So why wouldn't they? Is what I told the principal. Every student in here is an entrepreneur. Every last one of them, because their gifts and talents is their money, is their dream funded, right? And so I said they should all know how to monetize on their gifts. And then they had what they were going to change and create their technology center. So he brought me in to say, you can be our director of our technology center and teach entrepreneurship, right? So as soon as we got in, he goes, so I don't, listen, I believe in showing up, telling it all. I'm gonna let you know everything, all my dreams, aspirations, everything, right? Because I don't leave nothing unturned, because I don't know how great you are. Sitting in the room with you at the table. See, some of us waiting for people to invite us to the table. I'm always gonna create my table. And so I'm gonna always sit at the head and tell everything. And so I literally talked to him about the things that I had done and what I wanted to do. And he goes, oh, we have this program here. It's an endowment that a parent left. Now, you ain't supposed, you're supposed to kind of wait for that program. I'm gonna let you get in that program, right? I got in that program right at the top. Supposed to be there at least a year working. I'm like, no, I promise you I'm gonna be here a year, and 2, and 3, and how long you gonna keep me here? I'm gonna be here because I won't get that endowment program, right? And so, but here's where our fear kicks in. So I immediately was like, graduating from any state, Georgia, is that gonna accept me? Like, I don't know, I'm really good enough for Georgetown? Like, because everybody talk about Georgetown, it's scary. And then God had to check me. God will check you if you're in alignment, if you're praying right? God was like, why not you? I filled that application out, was accepted, and went through the program. So what I'm telling you that is, stop sleeping on your gifts and talents. Start believing in your dreams. Start believing in yourself. Everything on the inside you is for a reason. But if nobody else knows and it's left on the inside of you, then what good is it? Right? I'm before you guys today, and I just got off of a plane last night at 1 o'clock. So that I can be back here today to come and share with you. And so she says, speaker, advocate, all of that. I traveled the world. I've been to South Africa to speak. I've been to New Delhi, India to speak. But I say that to say I never dreamed all that. But God will dream bigger for you than you will ever dream for yourself. But you got to believe in yourself. You got to put trust in yourself. You got to actually do the work. Those travel and those different gigs, I'm getting because I did the work, right? And I'm not afraid to tell my story. I'm not afraid of my failures because I know they were giving me the power to keep moving. And so don't be afraid to fail. Some of you are going to get to college and you're not going to do well in some classes. You're going to feel like giving up in some classes. You're going to be like, oh, I don't know what I signed up for. It's all right. Bounce back. I say all the time, every setback, Willie Jolly says every setback is a setup for a comeback. And it's a greater comeback when you come back. So don't give up. Things are not going to always be easy in high school. Things are not going to always be easy in college. But if you bet on you, I say all the time, nobody else should be placing bets on you but you. And you should be placing all bets on yourself at all times. And you should be loving on yourself at all times. Because let me tell y'all college students something, mental health is real. Because those college classes and all of that work and all of those assignments and all the stress from your peers, and then you see everybody else doing this and that, and God forbid if you're in a fraternity or a sorority, or you doing extracurriculars, or you are doing a job on campus and school, mental health is real. Take a break. Take time every day to love on you. It's okay, you owe it to yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. So fill yourself up every single day as you journey forward, whether you're in high school, whether you're in college, you still need to replenish back what gets taken from you every time you sit in that class and write notes, study for that exam, gotta talk to your roommate because they stressed out because now you're carrying your burdens and their burdens, right? And anybody else in your class that you're close with. So mental health is real. Take time for yourself, encourage yourself, support yourself, love on yourself, and believe in yourself. You're deserving of everything you desire, everything you want in this world. If you write it, speak it, pray over it, believe it, right? And so everything you have is necessary. Everything you've been through is necessary. And everything you're gonna go through is necessary because we ain't done going through anything, right? Every day you're going to experience something new. And so embrace it and keep pushing. So I wanna know, you guys gotta tell me time because I can talk all day. So, but I want any questions, because I want to answer any specific questions to anyone here in the room. I didn't want to tailor the conversation to just one particular group. I wanted to include everyone. So any questions from my college student, my high school student, my graduates, any questions, I'm definitely an open book. You guys can see I will answer and try and give you the best answer. So any questions, any comments, questions, anything you're thinking about your major, about school, about work, about opportunities, about whatever, leadership, mentorship, anything, any question. I always say no question is a dumb question. It's only done when we sit in a room and don't ask questions. No, really, we did have questions, but we just didn't want to be the first to ask a question. Somebody else had that same question and was just afraid to ask. Yes.
Could you talk about maybe some, I guess, financial advice or where you could get some of that scholarship?
Sure. So what I know for sure is most students and the college students can attest to this. When you get to college, you forget that you should still be applying for scholarships. There is still scholarship money out there for college students. And then here's the biggest place to go for the money, your financial aid office. How many of you know your financial aid advisor at your school? Because every school has a financial aid advisor assigned to you. You need to know them. You know yours? Oh, no, you're gonna have a question?
Yeah. No,
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So everybody should know their financial aid advisor. Everyone should still be applying for scholarship. And I tell my daughter this all the time. She's a senior at Bowie now. She transferred from McDaniel, senior at Bowie. We have not paid anything. She transferred from McDaniel College, the private liberal arts college like Stevenson, in Westminster. She went there for 3 years. And then decided she wanted to transfer, be home, didn't want to stay on campus anymore, right? So she had Bowie, hey, she started. So she said Bowie now, but McDaniel is a liberal arts college. You guys know they're $60-something thousand a year. We have never paid them a penny. They give us a refund. They give us a refund check every year. She's at Bowie getting the same thing. That just because if you get full pay doesn't mean you still should be applying for scholarships. The scholarships is going to go in your account and belong back to you. What is that setting you up for financial success? Because if you're not spending that money, you're getting a refund, and you're in school 4 years, and you're getting about $1,000 and something refund every semester. Count that up, $2,000 a year times 4, that's about $8,000. That's a good chunk of money for you to go ahead and get your first apartment or your first townhouse or condo. Set yourself up for financial success. And why not offer the backs to somebody else? Those refund checks, right? You're working hard. And some of you don't have the capacity to go to school and work. So why not cash in off of that? So never stop applying for scholarships. Google scholarships for college students. Google scholarships for whatever your major is. Google scholarships for anything that relates to you. You should be dropping in Google to see what comes up. For sure. CSM, you guys should be fully paid because you will apply to enough scholarships to pay them. Right? And if you're getting grants, right? Putting in your financial aid. Did your financial aid already? Okay, awesome. Yes, putting in your financial aid, seeing what you're going to get back from the schools, and then both of you going to see the financial aid advisors at CSM to find out, are there any grants? Are there any scholarships that I qualify for that I can get? That doesn't mean just because you're full pay. Now, if you're full pay, CSM ain't giving you more, right? But if you're full paid, you can go to private scholarships to get more, right? Because at the end of the day, you have books. Let's say you decide you want to travel abroad or go to a conference. That's where these extra refund checks can help you be more successful with doing things financially. And then for all my college students, stay away from those credit cards that they try and give you a free bag. Go buy a bag. I only wish somebody had told me to not get a free bag and then get a credit card. Listen, Del State had the mall right across the street. If anybody know about this, we would be at the mall shopping. Every time it was gonna be a party on campus, we got those credit cards and we at the mall shopping, forgetting that bill comes. So now you're in debt before you can even finish college. You don't even have a job. So how you paying for it? It just doesn't match. The math don't be mathing, okay? So you need to make sure you are not getting credit cards for that purpose. Now, if you're gonna get a credit card, be smart about a credit card. You are not spending what you cannot afford to pay back. Okay, you're just not doing that. And get a credit card that got some return on investments. Learn from this day forward that everything you do should have a return on investment. I just told y'all I got back from being on a flight and I was in Dallas yesterday. I flew out to Dallas Thursday, came back yesterday. I ain't paid for that flight. Everything you do should be a return on investment. I got Southwest. I flew for points. You guys have to learn how to make sure you make life light for you. Because no one was telling us that early on, so I'm telling you that. So you learn early, so you know, listen, I'm about saving. I'm about making sure I do what's right with my money and not get into debt. Debt is a stronghold. Debt is a devil riding on your back on a daily basis, keeping you depressed, keeping you bound, and you are overwhelmed all the time. So you need to make sure you are not pushing into debt. Yes, Steve.
You already answered my question.
Oh,
I was gonna ask, like, what would you look up to, like, try to find scholarships?
Yes, Google is your friend. That's why actually are you on social media for real, doing the right things. So all you gotta do is like one, so as a college advocate, I'll like one post about someone sharing about scholarships, right? And then everybody starts popping in my feed. So then I'm just sharing them in my story. So guess what? If you ain't follow me on social media, you want to after today? Because I'm just sharing scholarships in my feed on my stories all the time. Because I'm taking those people who come into my stories and I'm just sharing them. Because guess what? They're for you. And if you follow me, I want you to have the resources because you might not be following that person. In fact, I'm not even following those people. They come in my feed because I have already said that I'm looking for this particular thing because I clicked and liked it. Y'all know how social media is. Y'all on Amazon looking at something, and all of a sudden it's in your feed. Or you was on now everything is in Facebook. So that's the algorithms, that's how they, that's how they roll. So they are already pulling together what you need, use it. That's why I asked, are you using social media to your advantage? Are you on there wasting time? Because you don't have time to waste. The time you should be wasting should be time that you are investing in you to be better you. Not to just be on social media scrolling every day, all day. Nah, there ain't nothing in that. You gotta be like, okay, who am I following? Are they giving me encouragement? Are they teaching me something? Are they empowering me? Are they bettering me? I'm not just following them just for laughs. Now, granted, you need some of those laughs, right? We do need that. But you also wanna make sure you got the right people coming through your feed so that it can feed you. Okay, other questions? Yes.
I was gonna ask about so even as a high school student, sometimes maintaining extracurricular activities and also school can be a little overwhelming at times. So I just wanted to know if you have any tips on how to maintain a healthy mentality while trying to balance out school and extracurricular.
So I'm a strong believer in harmony, right? You gotta have harmony because that whole balancing is fake, right? We gotta have harmony. And no is a full sentence. You can't say yes to everything. Protect your peace at all costs. So when people are asking you to be here, there, and everywhere, I can't this week. I got a science test, I got a math exam, I gotta prepare for that. But I'll be back next week. I'll make the meeting next week, but I can't do this and I can't do that, right? No is okay. And if it's at the safety of your peace, then no is the answer. And so being able to find out what you need and what you don't need. and what you need to attend and what you don't need to attend, right? Because if you're the life of the party, they want you at everything. But sometimes you can't be the life for everybody else and no lifeline to you. So that hit you right there. I was going straight into the heart on that one. You can't be a lifeline for everybody else, and you're no lifeline to yourself. So a no is a no. Because at the end of the day, while you're wanting to be everywhere, your grades are sacrificing, which then takes off of the amount that you could possibly get in some aid that's gonna help your parents fund your education, is gonna help you, because you don't wanna take out loans and debt, right? Because you wanna be financially successful before you even get out of college. But when you start taking on all that debt, you can't do that, because now you're trying to pay back that debt. So it's okay to be involved. But don't, I always say quality trumps quantity. So being involved in 5 and 6 and 7 clubs is unnecessary. That is not what college is looking for. And that is not what they're looking for. You being in 2 or 3 strong clubs and a leader in them, that makes a difference. You could be in 1 and you've been leading for all 4 years. That trumps being in 4 clubs. Because you was a leader in that club for 4 years. So find your harmony and learn to say no. Because you're your own lifeline, nobody's coming to save you but you, okay? And so if you give to everybody else, you won't have nothing left for you. Yes, sweetie.
So my question is, did you have a plan after you got your master's? Like, did you say, okay, after I get my master's, I'm going to like start applying for this job, or I'm going to look for this type of space?
So I was already working as a teacher when I went to get my master's. I was already in the job. But if you are in your master's and you're just doing your master's and you're not working right now, that's your question, and you're saying, how should you start preparing for what's next? Okay, so if you're in a master's program, you still are connected to those professors. Find out about opportunities. What do they know? Who do they know? Who can they set you up with an internship with? How can they connect you to somebody who can offer you some interviews for some internships? Because you could still be doing your master's and work. And so don't just go through the year of the 2 or 3 years, sometimes a 2 years program, sometimes it might take you 3 years. Don't go through that time frame and not go into some form of working, whether it's an internship. And can I tell y'all, stop being caught up in whether an internship is paid or non-paid. It is, if it's a non-paid internship, it is paid. The knowledge you're going to gain, the skills that you're going to pick up, and the connections you're going to make is paid. You need to learn what payment is. Payment is a return on investment, right? Payment is how can I get back something from giving something. Understood? Because I know a lot of times most students won't do an internship no more because they don't get paid for it. And I'm saying, oh, you missed it. If you was waiting to get paid, you missed it. This age now, they don't believe in that. About 7, 8 years ago, students was all in for internships. Now, they don't even want to be bothered with an internship because it's not paid. But it's paid if you're going to gain knowledge and wisdom. It is fully paid because of that. So seek out internships, mentorships, connect with the right people, support yourself, say no because it's a full sentence. Honor yourself at all times. Push yourselves to be the greatest that you can be. Stop settling for being mediocre. Stop settling for being average. Average won't get you anywhere. It is time for you to raise the bar on who you are, what you believe, what you expect, right? We serve a great God. Amen. You want to expect great things from God, not little things. See, God is saying, you coming to me asking for little things when I got great things in store for you. You want to tap into the greatness he has for you. Don't leave anything unmatched. I tell people all the time, listen, y'all know, y'all see me coming being, no, y'all just saw me sitting in the back quiet. Y'all like, oh my God, I know she can give me all that. Here's the deal. I ask God every time, give me whatever the people need in the room. Because when I sit down, I know it was never about me, but it was about you. And so I encourage each and every one of you, every day that you give up, you get up, give all you have. Don't leave anything left in you from that day. Stop allowing people to withdraw, but never make deposits. Stop giving up of you and never receiving. Connect yourself with a circle that's gonna empower you, encourage you, inspire you to be the greatest version of yourself. So some of you gonna have to clean house after today, within yourself and within the people around you. Release, reset, and refresh, because 2024 is gonna have great things in store for you if you're willing to do what's necessary. So I encourage each and every one of you, keep pushing, keep thriving, because we are not in the business of surviving, and watch God show up and show out.